Do you know that just one tiny, inexpensive seed, available at any supermarket, can actually start shrinking your prostate as soon as today? No pills, no surgery, and no overpriced supplements. Just one natural seed, something most men over 60 have never even heard about its real power. The worrying part is, while thousands of men are suffering from nighttime urination, weak urine flow, sleepless nights, and lost confidence, most of them have no idea that the solution is literally in their own hands, just a handful of seeds a day. And here's the scarier truth. If you don't know this and don't take action now, your prostate will keep getting bigger, you'll keep losing sleep, stay exhausted, and one day your doctor may suggest strong medications or even surgery. But you're different. You're watching this video. In just a few minutes from now, I'll reveal to you the secret that almost no doctor ever tells you. The seed that can naturally protect and shrink your prostate. I'm Dr. Victor Loh from the Senior Vitality Now channel, with over 20 years of experience helping older men protect their prostate health, restore vitality, and regain confidence. Throughout my career, I've met thousands of patients. Some came to me exhausted and stressed because they had to wake up 5 to 6 times every night. Others were frustrated by a weak urine flow, always feeling the urge but never fully relieved. And even strong men, once the pillars of their families, gradually lost confidence in their own homes, simply because of an enlarged prostate. The sad truth is, most of them believe this is just an inevitable part of aging. They think only medications or surgery can help. But that's simply not true. Science has proven that certain natural foods, simple, affordable, and easy to find, can strongly support prostate health, reduce inflammation, improve urine flow, and even shrink the prostate. In today's video, I'll reveal a secret that most men over 60 have never heard of. A tiny seed packed with the power to protect your prostate, help you sleep better, urinate more easily, and live with greater confidence. Before I share this special seed with you, take a second to hit subscribe to Senior Vitality Now and turn on the notification bell. Click like if you want more men to receive this valuable information. And drop a 1 in the comments if you've ever heard about the benefits of seeds, or a 0 if this is your very first time learning about it. Not only will this help me understand you better, but it will also bring our community of men over 60 closer together to share and support one another. Part 1. Pumpkin seeds, the small but powerful secret for the prostate. Brothers, there is one seed I've always considered a silent companion for men over 60. It's not expensive, not a fancy medication, and doesn't require a prescription. In fact, it's so small that many of us overlook it, or even throw it away. But science has proven that this seed can actually help shrink the prostate, reduce inflammation, cut down nighttime trips to the bathroom, and give you back the deep sleep you thought was gone forever. That seed is the pumpkin seed. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But let me share the story of Mr. Tran, a 67-year-old retired firefighter. He came to me in complete despair. Every night, he had to get up 5 to 6 times to urinate. His urine stream was weak and dribbling, forcing him to stand in the bathroom for a long time. During the day, he was exhausted and irritable. His family could see the toll it was taking. He had tried medications, but the side effects killed his desire and left him even more discouraged. Through tears, Mr. Tran told me, "Doctor, I used to be a strong man, running into fires to save lives. And now, I can't even control my own body. I feel ashamed in my own home." His words broke my heart, and I told him something that, at first, he thought was a joke. Eat pumpkin seeds, just a small handful each day. He laughed. "Doctor, my condition is this bad, and you're telling me pumpkin seeds will fix it?" But I patiently explained. Pumpkin seeds are rich in zinc, the single most important mineral for prostate health. They also contain Beta-Sitosterol, a plant compound that blocks DHT, the hormone that makes the prostate swell. And they're packed with magnesium, which relaxes the bladder, allowing more complete urination and better sleep. Mr. Tran reluctantly gave it a try. 1 week later, he returned with brighter eyes. "Doctor, I only woke up 3 times last night instead of 6. And my urine stream is a little stronger." 2 weeks later, he called me with excitement. "For the first time in years, I slept straight from midnight until morning." And after 1 month, when I saw him again, he shook my hand firmly and said, "Doctor, you've given me back myself. I feel alive again." Brothers, do you see? Sometimes the solution to our struggles isn't in complicated prescriptions. It lies in the simplest of things. Just one handful of pumpkin seeds, something you can buy in any supermarket, can transform a man's life. I want you to remember this. Pumpkin seeds are not just a snack. They are natural therapy for the prostate. If you eat them the right way, raw, unsalted, chewed well, or soaked overnight, and stick with it daily, you will feel the difference. Your bladder will feel lighter, urination will become easier, and peaceful sleep will return to you. Brothers, there are simple secrets out there, ones your doctor might not mention and your friends may not know. But I believe that if you start today with just a handful of pumpkin seeds, it could be the first step on your journey to reclaiming your health, your confidence, and your strength as a man. Practical guide: avoiding common mistakes. Brothers, I know many of you, when you hear me talk about pumpkin seeds, might think, sure, I can snack on them. They're probably no different from sunflower seeds or watermelon seeds. But the truth is, for pumpkin seeds to truly benefit your prostate, how you eat them is just as important as eating them in the first place. I've seen too many men miss the chance to improve their health simply because they ate them the wrong way. I still remember Mr. Min, a man in his 70s from Hanoi. He came to see me and said, "Doctor, I followed my friend's advice and have been eating pumpkin seeds for a month now, but I haven't felt any difference." When I asked further, I found out he had been buying salted, roasted pumpkin seeds in packs from the supermarket. Each time, he'd open half a bag, munch on them while watching TV, then leave the rest. Some days he ate a lot. Some weeks he didn't touch them at all. Do you see the problem? With that approach, how could he expect real results? So I sat down and explained to him like I would to a friend. Pumpkin seeds are like a natural supplement. But just like medicine, they must be taken the right way, in the right dose, and consistently. You can't skip days, you can't eat the salted or sweetened kind, and then expect health benefits. Anything too quick or too convenient usually backfires. And then I gave him a simple routine. Choose raw, unsalted, unflavored pumpkin seeds. Ideally, soak them overnight so they soften, making them easier to chew and absorb. Eat just one handful a day, not more, not less. Have them in the morning on an empty stomach for best absorption. Mr. Min followed my advice. 3 weeks later, he came back with a bright smile. "Doctor, last night I only had to wake up once. During the day, I feel so much lighter, without the constant pressure and discomfort. I couldn't have been happier." And honestly, there was nothing magical about it. It was simply because he ate the seeds the right way and consistently every day. Brothers, I share this story to emphasize one thing. Consistency is everything. Many men get impatient, thinking that eating a lot in just a few days will bring fast results. But the truth is the opposite. Overeating can cause bloating, weight gain, and a bigger belly only makes prostate problems worse. Remember this, just one small handful a day. Not much, but every day, and let time do the rest. Your body will absorb it, your prostate will gradually calm down, and your sleep will return. And one more important point, don't treat pumpkin seeds as the only magic cure. They're part of a healthy lifestyle. If you also drink enough water, walk daily, and avoid alcohol and smoking, the benefits will multiply. I truly believe it's these small, consistent changes in our daily habits that create the biggest improvements in our long-term health. So, starting tomorrow, prepare a handful of pumpkin seeds, soak them overnight, and eat them before breakfast. That's it. Simple. And after 1 or 2 weeks, notice how your body feels. I believe your body will give you an answer clearer than any promise I could make. Revealing the next nut, Brazil nuts. Brothers, as you can see, just one handful of pumpkin seeds a day has already helped so many men over 60 regain their sleep and confidence. But let me tell you this, pumpkin seeds are not the only secret. In over 20 years of practice, I've discovered that nature has given us many silent weapons to protect the prostate. And among them, there's one seed I consider a natural insurance policy for men over 60. I still remember one of my patients, George, a 72-year-old retired mechanic. He came to me looking exhausted and said, "Doctor, I feel like I'm riding a roller coaster. Sometimes I feel a bit better, but within weeks, the symptoms return. I take medication, then stop, then take it again. I feel completely out of control." George's struggle is the same as many men, living in constant worry and fear about their prostate. When I mentioned Brazil nuts, he chuckled. I've heard of them, but I've never eaten them. You mean a couple of nuts could really change my situation? I gently explained. George, Brazil nuts are not just a snack. They're the richest natural source of selenium, a mineral that acts like a shield, protecting your prostate at the cellular level. It doesn't just reduce inflammation, it also helps prevent DNA damage, the very thing that can lead to prostate cancer. Just 1 or 2 nuts a day can make a big difference. George was skeptical but agreed to try. I gave him clear instructions. Eat 2 Brazil nuts each morning, chew them well. Don't overeat them, because too much selenium isn't good either. Be consistent. Think of it like paying for an insurance policy. Small but steady. 3 months later, George returned to my office. He walked in with a rare smile I hadn't seen before and said, "Doctor, for the first time in years, I don't feel like I'm a prisoner to my prostate anymore. I sleep better, I wake up fewer times at night, and I have more energy during the day. Most importantly, I feel like I'm finally in control of my health, instead of passively waiting on medications." Brothers, George's story reminds me of one powerful truth. When we combine the wisdom of medicine with the gifts of nature, the results can be truly life-changing. So, after discovering the power of pumpkin seeds, get ready to meet the second warrior, Brazil nuts. Just 1 or 2 small nuts, but powerful enough to reshape the entire picture of your prostate health. In the next part, I'll share exactly why Brazil nuts are considered a shield against prostate cancer, and how to use them safely and effectively. You'll be surprised. 2. The secret of Brazil nuts. Natural insurance for the prostate. Brothers, there's one seed I often call the natural insurance policy for men after 60. That's Brazil nuts. It may sound unfamiliar, especially since they're not very common in Vietnam. But this little-known nut holds tremendous power, and once you understand it, I believe you won't want to miss out. What makes Brazil nuts special is a mineral called selenium. Think of selenium as a guardian army, standing watch day and night, protecting the prostate against invisible enemies: inflammation, cell damage, and even cancer. Here's the amazing part. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day provide all the selenium your body needs for the entire day. Hard to believe. Science has proven it. I'll never forget my patient George, a 72-year-old mechanic. The first time he came to me, he sighed deeply. "Doctor, I feel like I'm living on a roller coaster. Sometimes my symptoms improve, then they come back worse. I take medicine, then stop, then start again. I feel like I've lost all control over my health." When I mentioned Brazil nuts, George chuckled. "Doctor, what could 1 or 2 nuts possibly do?" I smiled and explained. "George, sometimes life-changing results don't come from big, complicated things. They come from small, consistent habits. Selenium in Brazil nuts works exactly that way. It not only reduces inflammation, but also protects the prostate at the cellular level, preventing DNA damage, the very thing that can make prostate problems worse. This isn't medicine, it's nature's gift, free of side effects, yet powerful and lasting." George decided to give it a try. He followed my simple instructions. Every morning, eat 2 Brazil nuts, chew them slowly, and drink a glass of water. Not more, not less. That's it. 3 months later, George returned, this time with a bright smile. "Doctor, I'm sleeping better, waking up less at night. The heaviness in my lower abdomen is gone. But the best part is, I feel like I've regained my confidence. I no longer feel powerless, waiting on medication. I feel like I'm in charge of my health again." Do you see, brothers? Just one small change can make a huge difference. Brazil nuts are not an overnight miracle, but they work like a small daily investment that becomes priceless when you need it most. But let me be clear, too much of anything can be harmful. Brazil nuts are so rich in selenium that just 1 to 2 per day is enough. Eating more won't speed up results. In fact, it could even be harmful. So remember this principle: less, but consistent. To me, Brazil nuts are a reminder that good health doesn't only come from pills or surgery. It comes from small choices, simple habits, done consistently over time. So, the next time you're at the supermarket, or even shopping online, try to get some Brazil nuts. Treat them as your daily insurance fee. Simple, inexpensive, and yet quietly building a strong shield for your prostate and for your life. 3. Almonds, the vitamin E shield for the prostate. Brothers, after talking about pumpkin seeds, calming the prostate, Brazil nuts, as a cellular insurance policy, and walnuts, the friend of blood and memory, Now I want to share with you something much more familiar: almonds. You may have eaten almonds in snacks, candies, or almond milk. But what many don't know is that almonds are an incredibly rich natural source of vitamin E. And vitamin E is like a shield that helps protect the prostate from the attacks of aging and inflammation. When I was a child, every time I visited my grandfather in the countryside, he would hand me a small handful of almonds that had been soaked overnight and say, "Eat these. They'll keep your mind sharp and your body strong." Back then, I thought it was just his way of showing love. I had no idea what vitamin E or antioxidants were. But years later, when I began studying men's health, especially the prostate, I realized my grandfather had been right all along. Vitamin E, the invisible armor. Brothers, vitamin E in almonds acts like armor, protecting prostate cells from free radical attacks. As we age, the body produces more free radicals, like invisible arrows striking cells, weakening them, leading to inflammation and enlargement. Vitamin E in almonds blocks those arrows, keeping the prostate younger and healthier. A real case, Daniel's story. I recall a patient named Daniel, 64 years old, a lively man who loved exercising and daily walks. He told me, "Doctor, I drink lots of water and exercise regularly, but I still have to get up 2 to 3 times a night. It feels like my bladder never rests." When I reviewed his diet, I noticed he was missing foods rich in vitamin E. So I suggested, each morning, soak about 10 almonds, peel off the brown skins, and eat them on an empty stomach. He was surprised, but he gave it a try. 3 weeks later, he returned with a cheerful smile. "Now I only wake up once a night. Sometimes I even sleep straight through. My urine flow is stronger, and I feel so much more relaxed and energetic. I never thought a few tiny nuts could make such a difference." Daniel's story is just one of many showing that almonds aren't only good for the heart, skin, or memory. They're also particularly helpful for prostate health. Why almonds work. Vitamin E shields prostate cells from oxidative stress and inflammation. Magnesium relaxes bladder and urinary tract muscles, helping you urinate more completely. Healthy fats and plant protein support hormone balance and overall vitality. How to use almonds correctly. But let me remind you, choose whole, raw almonds, unsalted, unsweetened. Don't confuse them with store-bought almond snacks coated in butter, caramel, or sugar. Those may taste good, but they add extra sugar and salt, which burden your heart and reduce the benefits for your prostate. A small handful of plain almonds daily, consistently, will help keep your prostate healthy, your bladder more comfortable, and most importantly, give you back those long, deep nights of restful sleep. 4. Walnuts, the friend of blood, memory, and the prostate. Brothers, after talking about pumpkin seeds, calming the prostate, and Brazil nuts, a cellular insurance shield, now I want to share with you another seed that's not only delicious and easy to eat, but also especially good for both memory and prostate health. That seed is the walnut. I often call walnuts the seed of blood because their strongest power lies in improving circulation and fighting inflammation. Inside the folds of this brain-shaped nut is a treasure of healthy fats, especially plant-based omega-3, known as ALA, alpha-linolenic acid. You may not have thought about it before, but the prostate needs healthy blood flow just as much as the heart and brain do. When circulation is good, everything works better. Cells receive oxygen, waste is removed, and the prostate becomes less swollen and less inflamed. But when circulation is poor, inflammation rises. You feel weak urine flow, restless sleep, even reduced vitality. And this is exactly where walnuts make their impact. I'll never forget a patient named Frank, 68 years old, a retired mechanic. He came to me and complained, "Doctor, I'm sick of waking up 3 or 4 times every night just to go to the bathroom. During the day, I feel sluggish and tired, with no energy even for light work. And my mind feels foggy all the time." Frank had once been a strong man, with hands tough as steel, but as he aged, his prostate and overall health made him feel like he was no longer himself. When I asked about his diet, I noticed he was lacking good fats. So I told him, "Frank, try adding walnuts to your diet. Just a small handful each day. They're not just a snack. They're a natural remedy that improves blood flow, fights inflammation, and protects your prostate." At first, he gave a skeptical smile, but he followed my advice. And just a few weeks later, he returned and said, I never expected the difference to be this clear. I sleep better now because I'm not waking up all night. I feel lighter, sharper, and my wife says I've become more cheerful and pleasant to be around. That's the domino effect walnuts can bring. When blood circulation improves, inflammation decreases, and the prostate can breathe again, your body and mind gradually regain balance. Why walnuts matter? I often remind my patients, walnuts don't just support the prostate, they're also excellent for the heart, the brain, and memory. They're packed with antioxidants, your guards against aging and cognitive decline, something many men fear after turning 60. The best part is, walnuts are easy to eat. You can snack on them directly, mix them into salads, or enjoy them with yogurt. Just one thing to remember. Choose raw or lightly roasted walnuts, no added salt or sugar. I've seen too many patients buy sweetened versions, thinking they were healthy, but instead, they added unnecessary sugar and burdened their hearts. A simple habit, a big difference. Brothers, sometimes the most natural, simple things bring the biggest changes. A small handful of walnuts each day doesn't just nourish your prostate. It strengthens your heart, sharpens your mind, and makes life after 60 a lot more enjoyable. 5. Pecans, the beta-sitosterol secret that shrinks the prostate. Brothers, there is a type of nut that many people only think of during the holidays, often found in pies or candy, but few know that it is actually a silent warrior protecting the prostate. That nut is the pecan. Why do I call pecans a warrior? Because inside this nut is a special plant compound called beta-sitosterol. This is the golden key that prevents testosterone from turning into DHT, the hormone that drives prostate enlargement. You can think of DHT as the fuel that makes the prostate grow, and beta-sitosterol as the valve that shuts off the supply. Thanks to this, the prostate becomes less swollen, the pressure eases, and men can urinate more comfortably and sleep better. I still remember a patient named Robert, 70 years old, a retired high school principal. He was a serious man who lived healthily, but he admitted he had never paid attention to eating nuts. When I suggested adding pecans to his diet, he laughed and said, "Doctor, I only eat those in Christmas pie. You mean they could actually help?" I looked him in the eye and told him, "Robert, sometimes the things we dismiss are exactly the solutions we need." Pecans are not just tasty. They are rich in beta-sitosterol and antioxidants. If you eat a small handful every day, consistently, you will notice a difference. He followed my advice, replacing his usual snacks with a few lightly roasted pecans. A month later, when he came back for a checkup, his voice was full of excitement. "Doctor, I'm sleeping better now. I only wake up once at night. The feeling of blockage when I urinate has eased. I never thought such small nuts could make me feel so comfortable." Brothers, besides beta-sitosterol, pecans also contain healthy fats and antioxidants. They not only help shrink the prostate, but also improve blood circulation in the pelvic area, deliver nourishment to every cell, and support both sexual health and daily energy. What matters most is consistency. Just a small handful each day, using plain nuts without salt or sugar. Do not confuse them with candied pecans in supermarkets. Those may taste good, but only add sugar and take away the benefits for the prostate. Pecans remind me of a simple truth. Real change doesn't always come from something big. Sometimes it comes from a small habit, repeated every day. And it is this steady consistency that brings us back what we long for: peaceful sleep, a stronger stream, and the confidence of being a man. Brothers, we have now come to the end of a very special journey. I've shared with you 5 simple, ordinary nuts that, in reality, are powerful natural weapons given to us by nature to protect and heal the prostate. Pumpkin seeds, small but rich in zinc and beta-sitosterol, soothing inflammation, improving urine flow, and restoring deep sleep. Brazil nuts, just 1 or 2 a day, provide selenium, acting as a cellular insurance policy, shielding the prostate from aging and cancer risk. Walnuts, loaded with omega-3 and antioxidants, improving blood circulation, reducing inflammation, and supporting both brain and heart health. Almonds, the natural vitamin E shield, fighting free radicals, slowing prostate aging, relaxing the bladder, and bringing back better sleep. Pecans, packed with beta-sitosterol, the golden compound that blocks DHT, prevents prostate enlargement, and helps you urinate with strength and comfort. At first, they may sound like nothing more than snacks, but brothers, These are the small bricks that rebuild the wall of your health. No pill can give you the lasting strength that comes from a natural, consistent, and long-term habit. I want to emphasize this. You are not powerless against your prostate. Many men believe that aging means losing control, endless nights of bathroom trips, inconvenience, and even shame. But that is not true. You can take control. And that journey begins with something as small as a handful of nuts each day. I have seen hundreds of my patients transform. Men who once woke up 5 or 6 times a night now sleep through until morning. Men who thought their time had passed now smile again with confidence and live as the strong men they always were. And I believe you can too. So my advice is very simple. Tomorrow, start right away. Pick one of the 5 nuts I've shared with you and eat it every day. Don't wait. Don't overthink. The first step is always the most important. Brothers, health is a man's greatest treasure. A healthy prostate doesn't just mean easier urination or better sleep. It is the foundation of your confidence, your closeness with your partner, and your ability to enjoy old age to the fullest. And if this video has helped you learn something valuable, click subscribe to Senior Vitality now and turn on the bell so you won't miss the next health secrets for men over 60. Leave a comment with a 1 if you found this helpful, or a 0 if you'd like me to improve further. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and the men you care about. Because health is not just about you. It is the gift you give to your family and to the people you love.